Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. We've got the barbecue heated up, and Andy's got the rundown.
Sam, yesterday Brian Sandoval, the state attorney general, was made chairman of President Bush's re-election campaign here in Nevada. We're going to talk to him about that, or should I say, grill him. And how easy is it to do business in Washoe County? One person, April Clark, says not very easy at all. We're going to talk to her and get the facts. Sam?
Thanks, Andy. And coming up on the Pundit panel today, Martha Gould, Keith Lee, and on the barbed wire, it's Barbano. It's all coming up next on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Aboud family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch a straight, dine at 8. Lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1. Have some fun. Lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp. Have a sip. Try the pool. Play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
The biggest risk your company can take.
Well, Barbara, you did very well on your interview.
Hiring employees can help your business get to the next level.
And your resume looks outstanding.
And it can also expose you to corporate crimes and costly lawsuits that can bring your company to its knees.
So, we'd like to offer you a position.
Before you hire another employee, hire the professionals at Employer Links. Call today to get our free CD-ROM, the top 8 risk of hiring employees.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad, political analyst Ande Engleman on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the News 4 Broadcast Center, here's Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we're joined by Brian Sandoval, who is the Attorney General of the state of Nevada, and we welcome you to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you for being with us, Brian. Well, let's start with the top news. You're the new chairman now of the Bush re-elect campaign here in Nevada, correct?
Yes, and it's an extreme honor to do so.
How come you were chosen and not the governor? Isn't it usually the governor that's the chairman of these re-election campaigns?
Well, you know, I wasn't part of the selection process. I received a telephone call that advised me that the president would like me to be the chair of his Nevada campaign and that the governor and Senator Ensign, Congressman Gibbons, Congressman Porter would be the co-chairs.
All right, now how are you going to help get this man reelected in a state where he has sent nuclear waste, which you're fighting against?
Yeah, and that question comes up often, and I've made it clear to the White House that I am absolutely committed to an aggressive defeat of the Yucca Mountain project, and we are in the midst of litigation right now. But, you know, on the other hand, I support the president. I think he's been a great president, a great leader, and I think he's the right person to lead us for the next 4 years.
With the economy the way it is?
Well, I think the economy is improving. The Nevada economy is improving, and with the improvement of the national economy, the Nevada economy is improving as well.
When you look at the president asking for $87 billion for the war in Iraq and Afghanistan, and here we are struggling in Nevada to even close our budget for a couple of $100 million, what does that make you think?
Well, I think it's apples and oranges. I mean, the most important thing, or one of the most important things, is national security and the safety of our people and finishing the war on terrorism. And I just can't see us leaving the job half done, and that money's necessary to complete the job.
And you're supporting a president who's looking this year at a $500 billion deficit.
Yes, no, absolutely. And I think he is the right leader at the right time.
But the war on terrorism will never really be over.
Well, it may not be, but I think it would be a lot worse had we done nothing and had we not finished the job.
Let's change subjects here.
Sure.
Michael Lardy, according to published reports, copped a plea. He's the topless nightclub owner who was accused of payoffs to San Diego councilmen, and there's also an ongoing investigation in Nevada. What's your response to him actually at this time saying that he's guilty?
Well, I think it makes an important point, and something for my office is I'm developing a public integrity unit, and I think people need to have confidence in our government officials. I'm glad that, and more than glad, that they have done an aggressive investigation in Las Vegas and brought these people to justice. And our office has offered its assistance in any way possible, and we are working with the FBI as well as the U.S. Attorney on other public corruption issues.
How soon do you think that this is going to break in Nevada as far as charges?
Soon. I am not in specific discussions with the FBI, and a lot of those things are confidential. But again, they are moving this forward as quickly as possible.
Let's go back to the legislature.
Sure.
As much as we don't want to. First of all, the governor asked you to file on his behalf instead of his own general counsel. Do you have any idea why?
Well, the governor's general counsel does not represent him in court. It is the attorney general's job to represent the governor, and that is a job I take very seriously. And with the legislative issue, the governor came to me and to our office to represent him in the petition that was filed with the Supreme Court of the state of Nevada.
Now, I want to be very clear about this. Your petition was only to ask the court to tell the legislature to get to work. Am I correct?
Absolutely correct. And it was very simple. Number one, the Constitution requires that the legislature balance the budget by July 1 by the end of the fiscal year, and that it fund education. The petition that we sought with the Supreme Court requested that the court order the legislature to do its job. We never asked the court to overturn the 2/3 supermajority requirement.
In fact, overturning the 2/3 was something the court came up with originally. It asked people to address that. You ignored it in your filing, and it was the teachers union who made the argument to overturn it.
Yes, and the teachers union filed what's called an amicus brief, which is a friend of the court brief that sought to overturn that. The court had alluded to the 2/3 issue in a previous order, but again, we stayed the course with regard to the relief that we sought, and we were as surprised as anyone when the court entered its decision.
Gas prices.
Yes.
They're going up, up, up?
Yes, and I watch it just like everybody else, and we've gone over the $2 mark. I've talked to some members of the gas industry, and I intend to meet with them in the very near future to get a simple explanation as to why gas prices have gone up so much.
It's a really simple explanation. The system is set up that any problem anywhere in the country or around the world will automatically raise the prices of gas instantly. We don't have enough refining processing plants on the California coast, which leaves them in dire trouble anytime something goes wrong. This Arizona incident was used as an excuse to raise the gas prices. And when you have a little mart like the Lakeside Mart, which is a little mini mart that's selling gas for 15 to 25 cents cheaper than the Shell station on the corner of Mill and Kitsky, I think we know that there's something wrong somewhere along the line here. But the question is making a profit illegal? Is gouging illegal, or is that just the American way?
Well, we're going to get to the bottom of it, and the prices should be legitimate. And no, if you are price fixing, no, that is not legal. Yes, making a profit is legal, but there's a distinction there, and it's a gray area. But what we want to do is get to the bottom of it.
What about price gouging? Is there anything illegal about price gouging as far as gasoline is concerned?
Well, again, it depends on the facts and circumstances surrounding each case. And if you've got some type of a conspiracy out there where collectively they're working together, or the industry is working together to gouge and to make money or make a false profit.
But don't you find it interesting that it isn't just one company that raises its prices because they have a problem? It's everybody that raises their prices.
Well, and again, that's something we need to look to, and I'm working with other attorneys general from across the country, and you hit it right on the head. There's a finite amount of gas that can get to the state of Nevada from the state of California. The demand is very, very high in the state of California that limits the amount of gas that can get here. We use specific blends, and there's not as much made of that in the state of Nevada as in California.
The reality is if they would build more refining plants, the industry will build more refining plants, then we could actually see lower gas prices. But gee, what do you think the chances of that are?
I need to ask one last question
Very
real
quickly.
quick. Yes, Yucca Mountain, we haven't had a chance to. And how soon do you go to court, and what are our chances?
Okay, we go to court hopefully by the end of the year. They've continued our court date, and I think our chances are excellent. We have a great legal team, and we have a great issue to fight, and I think we're on the right end.
We are out of time. Thank you so much
You're
for being
welcome.
here. Return anytime. We'll be right back on Nevada Newsmakers.
Interest rates remain at all-time historic lows. Now's a great time to purchase or refinance in the Northern Nevada area. Hi, I'm Valerie Hedlund, Operations Manager of CTX Mortgage. We pride ourselves in giving face-to-face service, local processing, local underwriting, immediate loan approvals in a private and professional office setting. We at CTX choose to do business differently. This is our local team of processors and operations staff that are dedicated to providing you the highest level of service. Please call any of the loan officers on our CTX team.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at DeAndrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South DeAndrea Parkway in Sparks.
Welcome to Sushi Club, best sushi in town. The Sushi Club in Independence Square uses the best quality products. The sushi is dynamite, and the service is just wonderful.
The Sushi Club is bigger and better. We have 11 sushi chefs on staff, and the service is great.
All your friends will tell you that Sushi Club is the best place for the best sushi.
Come join us for lunch or dinner.
The Sushi Club, 294 East Moana Lane in the Independence Square.
Now that's great sushi.
If you love good food and you like good wine and all in a beautiful setting, we've got the perfect evening for you.
The Event Center at Red Hawk, Michael Mondavi Wine Dinner, Chef Ken and his fabulous food, 4 courses paired with Michael Mondavi wines. It's going to be fantastic.
Oh, it sounds perfect, Al. It's all coming up on September 18th right here at Red Hawk. Make sure you call early to get your reservation in. It's going to be an evening not to be missed.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, April Clark is the Vice President and General Manager of Next Media. It's a group that owns 4 radio stations in this community. And she's been the subject of an FBI investigation. Why?
Oh,
we'll find out. April, why were you investigated by the FBI?
Wow, that is a good introduction. You know, it's a funny question. We put on an event over the summer in August at Thunder Canyon Golf Resort, and to get the permitting to do that was a complete FBI investigation.
Now, why is that?
That's a good question.
I mean, was it the county or the state? Who required that you have an FBI background check?
It was the county, and what we did. We've been doing this for several years now. It was our 4th annual concert.
And these are concerts that bring 3,000 to 4,000 people to a golf course for an evening of jazz.
Right,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
jazz,
it's not a
jazz
rock
music.
concert.
No,
It's
no.
nothing like that. It's soft jazz, right?
Right. And usually the clientele are the prestigious, high-profile type people. It's a wonderful event.
Young people around our age.
That's right. People like you. And we've done it in Sparks the last 3 years and have had tremendous luck with getting permitting taken care of within a matter of 1 day, getting our permits done. And this event required several months in advance preparation.
How long did they want you in advance, did they actually want you to start the permitting process?
Well, they require 90 days, they said. And the night of the hearing, because I had to go through a hearing as well, they asked that the next time we do something, give us 6 months.
6 months to permit?
Right.
Well, who did you have to go through a hearing with? What?
The county commissioners. We had to do a public hearing.
And this is for security purposes? Are we talking about new rules because of 9/11? Is that what we're talking about
No,
here?
apparently this is something that is ongoing. This is exactly, they state that if you have more than 1,000 people at a public event, that you need to go through this process. And this process, you know, is through, I needed to be fingerprinted, I had to get a criminal investigation done on myself. The entire corporation had to submit their financial statements to see, you know, I don't know why, but they did, and it was an incredible process.
And this only applies to outdoor events or just any event where you're going to have more than 1,000 people?
Any public event on county property.
What's public? If you've got a big wedding reception, you're going to have to go get fingerprinted? I mean,
No.
what's...
Yeah, no, you wouldn't have to if you had a big wedding reception. It was private. When you're marketing the event, then it becomes overseen by the county.
Okay, now, of course, you're a very well-known notorious criminal, right? Born and
Right,
raised
yeah,
in
boy.
northern Nevada.
Exactly.
I mean, a lifelong resident, a businesswoman, well-respected in the community. So, I mean, obviously, your credentials before you even started were golden, but obviously there has to be some kind of process. But you're saying that in Sparks, 24 hours, in Washoe County, 90 to 180 days to put on an event?
Exactly.
Okay, so how much is this encouraging you to do the event next year in Washoe County instead of going back to Sparks or maybe looking at Reno?
Right. You know, you can answer that question. Obviously, if we're forced for some reason, which we're not because it is our event, we can put it anywhere we want, we would do it in the county. But other than that, what's the point? You know, we would just go to Sparks, and they're very accommodating people. They're very willing to help. They're you know, very willing to have the event there. So you know, county versus Sparks, even the city of Reno was easier.
Well,
So-
what do you have to say to the county commission and to the staff to say to them to you know, maybe smooth things out for the future, that other people don't have to go through this process?
You know, I would say don't fight it because you can't, and be prepared. I think one of our problems was because of our history in Sparks, we just had no idea. And so when we went in, you know, 70 or 80 days into it, we were almost denied because it wasn't 90 days. We had to fortunately pull a few strings and talk to some of our friends who have relationships in the county in order for them to even look at our license and everything. So I would say, you know, if you're looking at the county, just look at it at a minimum of 90 days and plan on submitting just about everything that anybody would want to know about you and your company.
I think it's time to call David Humke and have him back on the show. This makes the third subject now that we need to talk to the county commissioners about.
And what would you say to the county? What would simplify the process that would make you look at the county again? Is there anything that would make you look at the county again?
Absolutely. You know, I think what would be the best thing, and this was suggested the night of the public hearing from a bystander who made the point very clear to me, and that was if you feel that there is an issue with the people that are submitting permits, then do this. Then go through the entire process. Then do the investigation, and then ask for, you know, complete company history on all shareholders and everyone. Go through that process because there's a reason. But if it's a clean slate, if it has history of a quality event and you know, no problems at all, then give them their permit.
And on that note, we have to leave it. April Clark, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
We'll be back with the Pundits on Nevada Newsmakers after this time out.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Aboud family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Today's lesson, another reason to take the Gold Rush Club Card Challenge. With the Gold Rush Card, you really have 3 cards in one. Use your cash back. You still keep your comps and drawing tickets. Use your comps. You still keep your cash and drawing tickets. And with your drawing tickets, you could win thousands in cold hard cash every week and still keep your cash back and comps. Does your club add up? Graduate to the Gold Rush Players Club. It's the smart thing to do. The Gold Dust West, south on Keystone, east on 4th.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers here. Sighs from the panel here going, we have that much time? Cool.
Yeah, right.
On the pundit panel today, Ande Barbano, Martha Gould, and Keith Lee. Welcome to you all. Okay, so how does this work? You've got Brian Sandoval, the Attorney General. He's going to be heading up the re-election campaign for President Bush, and at the same time fighting the administration on Yucca Mountain. Keith Lee, does this make any sense?
That's the beauty of politics, Sam. That's the beauty of politics. There doesn't have to be any consistency here. It's, you know, as Brian said, he supports the president. He thinks the president's done a good job, and that he's the person to lead us through the economic, financial, and terrorist troubles of the next 4 years that await us. And so he will continue to fight the battle in the courts on Yucca Mountain, because at the end of the day, you know, Yucca Mountain is very important to us here in Nevada, but you know, the president's more interested in getting reelected, and of course he has to put on a good show here in Nevada. Whether he'll carry the state, I think, is more dependent upon who the Democrats may finally come up with, and how that Democratic candidate positions himself or herself in the state of Nevada.
Zogby poll shows Bush dropping.
Well, I have to tell you, and I think rightfully so, that his popularity should be dropping. But getting back to the Attorney General, it's a little bit like angels dancing on the head of a pin. He's going to be juggling some things here. From where I sit, and I'll be very blunt, I see an ethical problem there, and I found it interesting that he talked about creating this new division in the Attorney General's office to deal with the ethics of elected officials. How can you represent the state against something that the administration wants on one hand? And so, I mean, politics, it may be politics, but to me, and I like Brian Sandoval, but to me, it's a conflict of interest, and a very serious one.
Mr. Barbano, is this just politics?
I think Mr. Sandoval is being queerly consistent. He is supporting a president who hasn't got a clue, and the Attorney General hasn't got a clue as to how retail gas pricing hits the consumer. He danced ring around the rosy on your questions. Go to NevadaLabor.com and read the Oiligopoly Archive, 7 years worth of research on how, led by ARCO, the retail gasoline industry fixes prices and stabs the consumer and puts the small independent retailer who's cutting prices out of business. 2/3 of the independent oil retailers in California have been put out of business over the last 20 years by the predatory pricing of the major oil companies.
We don't know that that's the case.
The hell it is, Andy. It's absolutely fact. That's hardcore fact. We don't know, you don't know, and Sandoval doesn't know.
The thing is, you'll never prove it. That's the difficulty.
The bottom line
I've proven it. Go read my stuff.
The bottom line is the Attorney General of the state of Nevada should represent the interests of the people of Nevada. That's where I'm coming from. And this,
But Martha, by statute, he is there to represent the executive branch. Yes,
and
the interests of the
branch
people. And
represents the interests of the people.
And sometimes
it
that's
represents
not
the interests of the gambling industry. What do you mean?
Well, it's supposed to represent.
Okay, let's
Next question,
change
Sam.
topic here. All right, $87 billion is the amount the president requested on Sunday evening to Congress, and I brought up the issue that I thought it might be a problem as far as interest rates go, with taking that kind of chunk out of the economy, and with now $500 billion deficit staring us in the face. Mindy Elliott from Wells Fargo was kind enough to do a little research, and her economists say that in a $1 trillion economy, $87 billion does not cause a problem with interest rates. So I guess my question to you guys is, if $87 billion isn't a problem, why can't we fix some of the problems we have in this country, as well as helping around the world?
She was playing politics with that. The man who was the highest paid economist in the world in the 1960s said it then, and said it again to me a couple of years ago. Pierre A. Renfray said, peace is bullish, war is bearish. You are throwing dollars into the ocean when you spend money on a war budget, and it will bring back the economic devastation of the 1970s when you spend money foolishly like this, rather than domestically.
My problem, Sam, with this whole $87 billion is I have no confidence at the end of the spending all that we're any better off then than we will be.
Oh no, they're saying this is
right
the
now.
first, just the first.
This is Vietnam. This is Vietnam all over again.
A financial Vietnam and a generational problem.
Talks about is you have the deficit here. What about the trade deficit over here?
A topic for another day. We are out of time on Nevada Newsmakers. We'll be right back.
Big Apple Pizza, best pizza in Nevada. Take one.
Today we're making homemade meatballs for a meatball parm. You like cheesesteak? I think you're like in South Philly right now. It's the best cheese ever made. Now that's how a Philly cheesesteak's supposed to look.
And here's little Cole.
This is authentic. We'll throw some pepperoni in here. Not gonna be shy about it. Yeah, I bet you guys didn't know I could do that. Don't skimp on the toppings. Authentic as it gets. Big Apple Pizza and Subs on the corner of Bering and McCarran. A New Jersey guy who knows how to make an East Coast pizza.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
And the pundit panel continues at the wall here. They just keep on going.
Yes.
Coming up on tomorrow's show, the governor of the state of Nevada, Governor Kenny Gwinn, for the whole show.
To tell us about the legislature and its after effects.
We'll see you tomorrow.